Hello viewers! As you probably know, modern diesel cars and trucks are fantastic pieces of engineering. They are powerful and smooth to drive thanks to loads of low-down torque, and they offer excellent fuel economy. And this is all great until something like this happens. Clouds of black smoke coming from the exhaust when you speed up from a standstill or on the highway. Not only does this look nasty, but it's also not nice for the environment or other motorists. Moreover, black smoke from the exhaust is a definitive sign that something's wrong with your engine. So in this video, we'll find out why diesel engines produce black smoke and, more importantly, how to stop this from happening. But before that, as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button to get all the latest updates from our channel. Before getting into probable causes and fixes, we should briefly explain how a diesel engine works. Obviously, these engines have a lot of similarities to their gasoline-powered counterparts, including pistons, valves, and the majority of other mechanical components. One of the differences is that diesel engines don't have a spark plug to ignite the mixture. Instead, fresh air goes into the cylinder, where it gets compressed by pistons. And at that point, a fuel injector sprays highly pressurized diesel fuel into the cylinder, where it automatically self-ignites and creates combustion. This is why diesel engines don't need spark plugs. Another key difference is the way the speed of a diesel engine is controlled. Whereas gasoline-powered cars have a throttle body for this purpose, diesel engines rely solely on the amount of fuel injected to control their speed. In simple words, the more fuel engine is getting, the faster it will rev. When a lot of black smoke is coming through the exhaust of a diesel-powered car, its engine is most likely running rich. This may happen if the engine is not getting enough air, if too much fuel is injected into its cylinders, or if something else is offsetting the air-fuel mixture. And now, we're going to see what causes are the most likely. To run correctly, every engine, including diesel ones, has to get enough fresh, clean air. And that's where the air filter comes into play, which sits at the start of the intake. There, it serves as a dam, removing dust, dirt and other particles from the airstream that goes towards the engine. And with time, these contaminants will create buildups on the filter's surface, consequently obstructing airflow. In a diesel engine, a dirty air filter may cause clouds of black smoke from the exhaust during accelerations. This is because there is not enough fresh air to go with the extra fuel injected when you put your foot down. Other symptoms, aside from black smoke, include a lack of power, sluggish acceleration, and poor fuel economy. If experiencing all this, you should take the engine air filter out and inspect it. If it looks dirty and clogged, replace it to ensure optimum performance. On average, air filters only cost between $10 and $75, and changing it is something you can do on your own, as it only takes a few minutes. The air filter should be changed as a part of your regular maintenance. Check your owner's manual to find out how often should this be done, but most car makers recommend every 12 to 15,000 miles. Modern diesel engines have a MAF sensor, which is short for mass airflow sensor. Its job is to accurately measure how much air is going into the intake. This data is used by the car's ECU to adjust the fuel injection for optimum performance. But a faulty MAF sensor, or one that sends incorrect data, may offset this process, resulting in less than optimal air-fuel mixture. If more fuel than needed is injected, it will not be completely burnt off, which causes black smoke. A bad MAF sensor will usually trigger a check engine light, meaning a trouble code will be stored in the vehicle's memory. But in most cases, it will just be dirty, which can be solved by a simple cleaning. We have a separate video dedicated to the MAF sensor and how to clean it, which you can find on our channel. If a new MAF sensor is needed, this will set you back between $150 and $300 depending on what car you have. Still, replacing the MAF sensor is usually an easy job and you could do it yourself. In most cases, you will have to unplug a wire connector and loosen up one or two hose clamps. Thick layers of carbon buildup may form inside the engine in an older car or one that has been heavily neglected in the past. These can obstruct airflow and interfere with the combustion process, which results in reduced performance and in many cases cause black smoke from the exhaust. Luckily, these carbon buildups can often be removed by using a suitable fuel additive. While these are no miracle workers that will resurrect the engine from the dead, They could do wonders in dissolving layers of carbon that have been gathering up inside it for years. Just make sure to choose a high quality diesel additive such as liquid moly or Lucas. The best thing about fuel additives is that with prices ranging from 10 to 20 bucks, they are not expensive, and as they are simply poured into the fuel tank, are also easy to use. You will, however, need to read the instructions to determine how often a bottle should be used and how much fuel to put it in. While previous steps focused on the air, we mustn't forget the other part of the air-fuel mixture equation, diesel that gets injected into the cylinders. The fuel system, whose job is to deliver this fuel, is made of numerous components and any of them may be causing the issue, but obviously you'll want to start with the simpler ones. The first thing is the fuel filter, which you'll usually find somewhere in the engine bay. If it's dirty and clogged, it will cause all sorts of injection-related issues, with black smoke being one of them. So if you don't know when the fuel filter was last replaced, it may be a good idea to get a new one. With prices ranging from $20 to $50 depending on the car, fuel filters are not expensive, and replacing them is in most cases an easy job. Next, we have the EGR system, which is short for exhaust gas recirculation. This emission control device returns a portion of burnt gases back into the intake to make the vehicle's exhaust less harmful. But in some cases, especially in diesel engines, the EGR valve, which controls the flow of exhaust gases through the system, may get stuck because of carbon buildups. If this happens, you might see a lot of black smoke from the exhaust during hard accelerations. If clogged, the EGR valve and corresponding components can be cleaned, which is not a hard job. Lastly, we have the fuel injectors and the pump that feeds them with highly pressurized diesel. And these have to be in perfect shape, or otherwise the combustion process will not be ideal. The most common problem here is the dirt buildup inside the injectors, which affects their ability to adequately spray the fuel into the cylinders. Any repairs here are way out of reach for an average do-it-yourself mechanics and are best left for professionals. And these aren't cheap jobs either, with total prices usually summing up to several $1,000s. Most modern cars have a DPF filter, which is short for diesel particulate filter. In short, this honeycomb filter sits inside the exhaust pipe where it catches soot and other unburnt particles. But with time, it would get clogged up, which would obstruct the flow of exhaust gases. To prevent this from happening, car makers have developed a procedure called DPF regeneration, during which extra fuel is added during the combustion process, which then burns off the accumulated particles inside the DPF filter. This, however, should only happen in certain situations, such as when cruising on the highway. Some drivers, not aware of this feature, may get alerted by excessive smoke, pull over and turn off the engine. This, however, stops the regeneration process, which will then again restart when the conditions are right. So if you see a lot of black smoke and a message on your dashboard saying something about regeneration, just keep on driving. I really hope these tricks helped you to get rid of that annoying black smoke. If so, make sure to replace the air and fuel filter on time and use top quality fuel. Also, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up for this video and subscribe to our channel. But if not, something else may be causing the issue. To continue troubleshooting, visit our website or check out other videos on this YouTube channel. Bye!